Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education-based Indiana High School Athletic Association Varsity Boys Baseball game. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show, weekday mornings 9 to noon on 93.1 FM. Or go to WIBC.com. Today's game going to feature the Harrison Raiders as they travel across town to right here, Central Catholic Knights. The game was backed up about an hour. It's going to start shortly after 7 o'clock. They put a tarp on the field, and they withstood some rain. The rain probably wouldn't have been good. They knew the radar was going to send some rain about a quarter till 6, and the game was supposed to start at 6. So they backed it up a little bit. Both teams are fine with that. The Knights have already taken their infield, outfield practice, and Harrison Raiders are doing just the same right now. So it's 6:58 on the wristwatch, probably about a 10 after 7 type of start. Both these teams, they get with each other. I tell you what, they play each other every year. Last year, it was at Harrison. Central Catholic got the win a year ago at Harrison High School. But tonight, it's at Central Catholic High School. So a couple of umpires getting ready to go at it. We'll mention we're going to have a home plate umpire. He is a veteran, without a question. He does a fine job, and he's going to have a good man on the bases for him. And my wife texted us. That's good. Appreciate that. They got some bullpen activity. Getting warm over in the bullpen is Colton Watts. Colton Watts, and we'll mention I did check on a former coach there at Harrison High School, and he lets me know that she's in an aerospace company, and she's at Wichita now. And that would have been Bailey Runner. Bailey Runner did coach a year ago, maybe 2 years ago even, for the Harrison Raiders girls basketball team. She was an assistant. She was a freshman coach. She played basketball at Hamilton Heights, a standout athlete. So they're getting some final warm-up tosses. They're getting them right there on the surface. Coach working the infield right now. And we'll mention over in the bullpen is Colton Watts. Colton Watts wears number 11. He's a junior class member. He's listed as a pitcher and an infielder. Colton Watts will let you know he has a 3.23 ERA. His win-loss record is 0-0. And we'll also mention Colton Watts, 4 1/3 innings under his belt. He's given up 5 hits, 7 runs. 2 of those runs were earned. And Colton Watts going to pitch today. He's got 9 strikeouts. He struck out 9. He's walked 5 batters. He's faced 27 batters. He's thrown a total of 110 pitches. So he's going to get the start today. Colton Watts. And they're still working the infield, outfield right there. Quite a few people showing up for this game. It's just a Lafayette type of game. Lafayette, several teams here in the Lafayette area. And the Knights are going to play again tomorrow. They're going to have Rossville right here. That'll be a 6 o'clock start. I know they're talking about some rain again, but we'll see how that works out. And then we'll go ahead and mention a little bit about each team. We'll mention a little bit about the Harrison Raiders. Harrison Raiders, their school was founded in 1967. The school founded in 1967. They have an enrollment of 2,169. They're in Class 4A, Sectional 7. And their sectional will be played at Kokomo. Kokomo High School, so they'll play on the synthetic turf there at the stadium, Municipal Stadium. There'll be 4 in their sectional. Their sectional will be played between the Harrison Raiders, Kokomo Wildcats, Lafayette Jeff Broncos, and the McCutcheon Mavericks. The principal at Harrison High School is Corey Marshall. The athletic director, I think he's the assistant principal. A year ago, he was also the AD, Jerry Galema. So, and then we'll mention William Henry Harrison High School is located at 5701 North 50 West, West Lafayette, Indiana, 47906. And then you can reach them by phone at 765-463-3511. On the web, it's harrisonathletics.com. They wear the colors burnt orange and navy blue. We'll mention, as I have shown here, they're in the Sagamore Conference. Also had publications going in for independence. So we'll mention neither. So we'll mention the Harrison Raiders still taking some infield practice. Wind's popping up. Wind's blowing pretty good from from home plate to right center field. So wind's going to be blowing in the face of the pitchers. And the pitcher's curveball, the breaking pitch, ought to be breaking pretty good with the wind hitting it. So they're going around the horn right there. And baseball on a Thursday. Baseball this week. Knights have had 2 games. They're having this game here tonight. And they'll play again, as mentioned, tomorrow. Rossville will be here. So they're working infield right now. Shortstop, Nolan Hodnett. Working second base, Grant Delaney. And working there at the catcher's position is Will McNeff. Will McNeff wears number 4. And they're working with the first baseman right there, Noah Lovelady. Yes, they've got some names. Definitely have some names on the Harrison Raiders. Uncommon names. We'll do the best we can. So the Knights are going to take some different bases out. They're going to replace the infield, outfield bases with the freshly painted white bases. The umpire is going to walk out looking for a plate meeting here shortly. And we're going to drag the infield, make it look much better, get it more plush, get the dirt settled nicely. A lot of footprints out there on the dirt right now, but they're going to drag the field, and it's going to be Coach Fred Rogers. So they're going to work it out there. They're going to drag some dirt around. Coach Bourdonnais already out at the meeting, waiting for Coach McTaggart. Coach McTaggart going to walk out. Conversation at home plate. A lot of folks showing up. They've got the Central Catholic programs printed. A lot of folks looking at the programs. They are nicely done. And they're going to have their plate meeting right there, shaking hands. Lights are on. Tell you what, just a little bit ago, there was a beautiful rainbow going from beyond center field, way across the track. It had all the colors of the rainbow in it. It's probably the nicest rainbow I've seen in a long time. Definitely got some pictures of it. So the lights are on. The grass looks nice. I know the infield grass was protected with a tarp. Should be dry. Might be some dampness out in the outfield grass, but not much. Probably dried up by now. And then we'll go ahead and mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana, 46062. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. That's along State Road 32, west edge of Noblesville. At Discount Copies, they provide set-up services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. Posters and oversized printing are also available. And if you are planning a wedding, you can get all of your printing needs done right there at Discount Copies. You can reach Discount Copies by dialing 317-773-8783. Again, their number is 317-773-8783. Or by Gmail, you can reach them at discountcopies96@gmail.com. So they're having a plate meeting right there. And I'm playing some good music down there. Ryan Gerke, public address. Going to begin here shortly. And the Knights and the Raiders going to go at it here at Gordon Lemming Field. So they play that subtle music here. Let's say play a little bit of rock and roll, but more country type of music here at Gordon Lemming Field. I guess it's all because of the flavor of the person spinning the tunes. I think that's Ryan. So they're having their plate meeting still out there, talking things over. A longer plate meeting than I'm used to. But they have good plate meetings, and they're still dragging the field, so they're probably working in sequence with each other. And then while we're at it, we'll mention a little bit about the Central Catholic Knights. Lafayette Central Catholic Knights, their school was founded in 1956. They have a school enrollment of 302. They're in Class 2A, Sectional 37. There are 7 in their sectional. Their sectional will be right here at Central Catholic High School. Alphabetically in their sectional: Benton Central Bison, Delphi Oracles, Central Catholic Knights, North Montgomery Chargers, Rensselaer Central Bombers, Seeger Patriots, Western Boone Stars. The principal at Central Catholic is Darrell Beck. The athletic director is Tim Bourdonnais. The assistant athletic director is Charlie Roberts. Central Catholic High School is located at 2410 South 9th Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47909. You can dial them by telephone at 765-474-2496. On the web, it's lccathletics.com. They wear the colors navy blue and white. They perform in the Hoosier Conference. There are 9 teams in the Hoosier Conference. Alphabetically, they are Benton Central Bison, Central Catholic Knights, Hamilton Heights Huskies, Logansport Berries, Rensselaer Central Bombers, Tipton Blue Devils, Twin Lakes Indians, West Lafayette Red Devils, Western Panthers. And I will mention the head coach for Central Catholic is Tim Bourdonnais. Tim Bourdonnais is a 1987 graduate from Central Catholic. They're getting ready to take the field right there. Ryan Gerke going to begin to address the audience. Knights and the Raiders. So he's going to mention the starting lineups. And a baseball here on a Thursday. He's going to introduce the lineups for Harrison. Batting first, number 2, Grant Delaney. He'll play second base. Batting second, number 37, Nolan Hodnett. He'll be the shortstop. Batting third will be number 14, Drew McTaggart. He'll be in left field. Batting fourth, number 27, Kendrick Pena. He'll play third base. Batting fifth, number 21, Nathan Pro. He'll be the DH. He will bat in place of defensive player, the pitcher, number 11, Colton Watts. Batting sixth will wear number 25, Jack Gonzalez. He'll play center field. Batting seventh, number 19, Noah Lovelady. He'll play first base. Batting eighth, number 10, Ben Slate. He'll play right field. And batting ninth, number 4, Will McNeff. He'll do the catching. So he's introducing the lineups here. They're all going to join in at the third baseline. Knights are going to be asked to take their positions in the field for the top of the first. But Prior to top of the first, going to have opening prayer and national anthem. And they'll mention the batting order. Batting first for the Knights, number 9, Hudson Gutwein, second baseman. Batting second, number 12, Alex Schumer, right fielder. Batting third, number 10, Lucas Gerke. He'll do the pitching. Batting fourth, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. He'll play shortstop. Batting fifth, number 3, Jackson Kane. He'll do the catching. Batting sixth, number 33, DJ Gilkey. He'll play first base. Batting seventh, number 13, Calvin Reisman. He'll play center field. Batting eighth, number 30, Gus Sandberg. He'll be the DH. He will bat in place of defensive player Tatum Adriano. He'll wear number 28. He'll play third base. And batting ninth, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. He'll play left field. So we're going to rise, opening prayer. We'll set this down.
Would you please rise for a prayer and playing of our national anthem? God, our Heavenly Father, help these athletes to see the things that last in this changing world. Keep their eyes always fixed on you. Help them to be good students, strong athletes, and an example. Help them to be just and fair in all of their endeavors, give them the strength which can perform. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
That was our national anthem. That was somewhat like a Jim Neighbors. Pretty good voice right there. Miss Jim Neighbors at the race. So they're talking right now at the pitcher's rubber. It's Jackson Kane and Lucas Gerke talking things over, getting their signals down. Jackson Kane going to catch in today's ball game. As you know, Jackson Kane had surgery right after football season. Took him a while, get mended. Well, hopefully he's ready to go. He's going to throw the ball today. So on the pitcher's rubber for the Knights is number 10, Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke, we'll mention, Lucas Gerke is a senior class member. And Lucas Gerke on the season, he's thrown 22 innings. He's got 22 innings under his belt. This is appearance number 5. It is game start number 5. He's faced 92 batters. He's thrown 338 pitches. He's got a win-loss record of 3 wins, no losses. He's given up 15 hits. He's given up 9 runs. 3 of those runs were earned. He's walked 6 batters. He struck out 27 batters. 11 of those batters went down looking, and he's hit by pitch 2 batters along the way. So his battery partner in this ball game is Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane wears number 3. At first base, it's number 33, DJ Gilkey. At second base, number 9, Hudson Gutwein. At shortstop, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. At third base, number 28, Tatum Adriano. In left field, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. In center field, number 13, Calvin Reisman. And in right field, number 12, Alex Schumer. As mentioned, the designated hitter will be Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg wears number 30. Gus Sandberg going to get some plate appearances today. We'll hope the best for Gus. He's going to get multi opportunities today, and he's worthy. So they're going to throw one down to second base, getting ready to start this game up. As mentioned, first batter to step in for Harrison is going to be number 2, Grant Delaney. Grant Delaney, he's a senior class member. He's going to play second base in this ball game. And the Knights are ready defensively. 7:17 p.m. First pitch from Gerke. Low block right there. Jackson Kane. He'll put a new ball in play. The ball didn't land too far from the plate. Picked up there by Delaney with his bat. Pass. Tosses it aside. So no ball. Excuse me, 1 ball, no strikes. Second pitch from Gerke. Outside the ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Straightaway stance. Grant Delaney, leadoff batter in today's ball game. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball back up the middle. Mikey Stapleton gloves it, throws to first base, gets the put out with DJ Gilkey, and there's 1 out here in the top of the first. Next batter going to step in for the Raiders. It'll be the 2-hitter, number 37, Nolan Hodnett. Hodnett. That's Nolan Hodnett. He is the shortstop, another right-handed batter. Step in, tap the plate. Working from the windup, 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Right-handed pitcher, Lucas Gerke. First pitch to Hodnett. Low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Baseball is the only activity. Might be across the way. There might be some practice going on. Softball. Second pitch comes in low and away. Ball 2. So they had practice over here at the track, but they have all left. 7 o'clock start. Pretty much puts people home doing homework. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge. Strike called. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Top of the first inning, 1 out. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Outside, good block, good glove there by Jackson Kane. 3-1 count to the 2-hitter, Nolan Hodnett. He'll step back in, tap the plate. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke, here's the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Hodnett throws the bat aside and sprints to first base. He'll put his sliding mitt on, takes the apparatuses off, and 3-hitter going to step in next. Number 14, Drew McTaggart. Drew McTaggart plays left field. His dad coaches the team. Drew McTaggart, a senior this year. What a ball player he is. Right-handed batter. Peering in, looking at signals, out of stretch. Now the set position. Gerke. First pitch to McTaggart. High and away. Breaking pitch. Ball 1. McTaggart steps out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He'll step back in. Runner at first base is Nolan Hodnett. He's got a pretty good sized lead there. Out of the set. Gerke, here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base, and be fielded by Gutwein. He'll go 6-4, and they'll go 3 and get the double play. So Gutwein to Stapleton and over to DJ Gilkey, and the Knights are out of the inning. So 3 come to the plate, and they leave nobody on base. No runs, no hits, and no score after half an inning. Knights going to bat in the bottom half. We'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies, you can shop them online at noblesvilletrophies.com or stop in, if only to browse around. They're located at 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana. They have trophies, awards, plaques, and more. Fast turnaround. Prices are low. They're so low you may want to be a repeat customer. Noblesville Trophies, again, they're located at 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana, 46060. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach them by phone at 317-773-7391. Again, that number is 317-773-7391 or online, noblesvilletrophies.com. We listen to some Don Henley solo projects. You know, the Eagles are going to tour again. Don Henley's going to be a part of it. And Joe Walsh is going to be a part of it. I think Don Felder might be a part of it. And it's going to be good. But it costs money to see the Eagles. So we're going to throw one down to second base. Right-handed throw. Will McNeff. Will McNeff going to shake hands with the home plate umpire. First batter for the Knights. Bottom of the first inning, number 9, Hudson Gutwine. Plays second base. Gutwine, Monday, he hit two home runs at it was a Rensselaer Central. Pretty much the same spot. He leads the team. He has 2 home runs. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Watts. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Grant Delaney tosses it over. First base gets the put out with Noah Lovelady. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first inning. So the Knights going to send to the plate number 12. He's the 2-hitter. That's Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, he is versatile. He's playing right field in today's ball game. Left-handed batter, straightaway stance. Facing the righty, Colton Watts. First pitch to Schumer. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. He'll step back in. Wind's blowing around. It's blowing out now. It's not quite as much as it was when the game was started. Second pitch, high and away, ball 2. So number 11, Colton Watts. He's a junior class member. Working from the windup, 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Here comes a 2-0 pitch to Schumer. Outside and low, ball 3. Schumer looking to get aboard. Likely has the take sign. Might be the universal automatic take sign. Here comes the wind in the pitch from Watts. Right down meridian, fastball for a strike. Home plate was wide open. Count goes 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Schumer. Working out of the windup, Colton Watts. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Inside and tight, ball 4. So Schumer's going to jog down to first base. He'll put the sliding mitt on. And getting ready to step in is going to be number 10, the 3-hitter, Lucas Gerke. Gerke doing the pitching in today's ball game. Left-handed batter, some signals given by Coach Bourdonnais. He'll step in. Left-handed batter facing the righty, Colton Watts. Out of stretch, now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Right down meridian, strike called. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out, bottom of the first inning, 1 aboard for the Knights. Alex Schumer drew a walk. He's at first base. Out of the set, Colton Watts. Here's the pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2. Lucas Gerke 0-2 count. Signals given by Coach Bourdonnais. We'll see if Alex Schumer is off to the races on this pitch. He got a modest lead there, kind of blocking the sun there. First base is Noah Lovelady. Pickoff move back in head first. Tag was applied by Lovelady. Safe at first is Schumer. That sun is right there, and Lovelady having to block the sun. Here's the pitch. Inside and tight, going to call it a hit by pitch. Hit by pitch. So Lucas Gerke with an 0-2 count is hit by pitch, and he's at first base now. So the Knights have 2 aboard, first and second base. Next batter in the lineup for the Knights is going to be the 4-hitter, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Mikey Stapleton, shortstop for the Knights. He bats right, throws right. Peering in, looking at signals, out of stretch. Colton Watts, a long pier. He picks up the signal. Now out of the set position, he'll check second. First pitch to Mikey. Swung on, he'll go the other way with it. He'll go to right field. It's going to drop in. Had to play it how he could. Ben Slate let it drop in. It's going to be a base hit. Ball gets by the catcher. McNeff coming in to score. From third base on the overthrow is Alex Schumer. And Coach McTaggart wants to talk with his infield. Timeout immediately. So the Knights have two aboard, second and third, and they have one run in here in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing Impressions. Before we dive back into action, we want to take a second to spotlight a business that's been printing success in our community for 50 incredible years. McCormick Printing Impressions. From business cards to banners, T-shirts to office supplies, they can be your local full-service print shop. That's McCormick Printing, MPI. They want you to make a good first impression. Stepping into bat for the Knights, Jackson Kane. Right-handed batter. Runners at second and third base, one out. Bottom of the first inning, out of the set. Watts, here's the pitch. Pitch comes in across the zone. Breaking pitch for a strike. So no balls, one strike. Jackson Kane looking at signals. Signals given. Coach Bordnay will step back in. No balls, one strike, one out. Working out a stretch. Now the set, he'll check second. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. Good block there. Good movement by the catcher, Will McNeff. One ball, one strike. Signals given. Pretty good sized game here. Just across town rivalry, the Harrison Raiders, the Central Catholic Knights. Out of the set, Colton Watts. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Kane. Inside tight, going to get him. Hit by pitch. Jackson Kane shrugs it off, and he jogs to first base. So the Knights have three aboard. Base is loaded. Next batter in the lineup is going to be the sixth hitter, number 33, DJ Gilkey. DJ Gilkey, a left-handed batter. DJ Gilkey batting .265. DJ Gilkey has 9 RBI. He's got 3 ducks on the pond with one out. First pitch from Watts. High and away, going to get by the glove of McNeff. Coming in to score from third base for the Knights is number 10, Lucas Gerke. So they do have bullpen activity down the left field line for the Raiders. Runners move up 90 feet. Runners at second and third base. At second is Jackson Kane. At third base is Mikey Stapleton. Stepping back in. The count's 1-0. In the batter's box, DJ Gilkey working out a stretch. Now the set. Colton Watts. Here's the pitch. High above the zone. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Step back in. A little bit of an open stance. Left-handed batter, DJ Gilkey. He's a member of the senior class. Stepping off the back of the rubber is Watts. He wants to see the signals again. He'll step back in. Signals given. Will McNeff. Out of set. Here comes a 2-0 pitch. Outside edge, knee high. Strike called. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck is Calvin Reisman for the Knights. Stepping back in, DJ Gilkey. Signals given. We'll see what the signal might be. 2 balls, 1 strike. Out of the set, Watts. Here comes the pitch. Inside and tight. Above the zone, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Colton Watts is bringing it. He's got some MPH. He's just working on that zone and working around the plate right there. 3-1 count. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Outside ball 4, and ball's going to get by the catcher. Will McNeff goes back to the screen. Coming in to score from third base is Mikey Stapleton. Knights have 3 runs in here in the bottom of the first inning. Runners on the corners, they're going to call timeout. Timeout is going to be granted for the infielders. Pretty uncommon here, but they're going to allow it. Talk to the pitcher. Coach is not out there. So they're just talking amongst themselves, tapping gloves. It's all about encouragement. And next batter going to step in for the Knights is going to be number 13, the 7th hitter, Calvin Reisman. Calvin Reisman, the center fielder in today's ball game. Stepping out in front of the plate is going to be McNeff. Going to give the signal. Got a man on first and third. See what the throw will be. Will it be cut off to second base, or will they let it go through? Or will they fake throw? Out of set position. Watts, here's the pitch. High above the zone, pops off the glove there. McNeff going to second base. On the play is DJ Gilkey. So runners at second and third base for the Knights. 3 runs in. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Reisman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut. Came up empty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Calvin Reisman batting for the Knights. 7-hitter batting here in the first inning with just 1 out. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set, Colton Watts. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Right side. Nearly got Gus Sandberg. He's on deck. That ball went by him and up against the screen in a hurry. So the count goes 1-2 to Reisman. Calvin Reisman batting. Bottom of the first inning. 1-2 count, 1 out. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Going to get by the catcher. Going to be a wild pitch. McNeff. And he's going to come in to score from third base is Jackson Kane. So that's a wild pitch by McNeff. Not a lot to do there. That wild pitch from Colton Watts. McNeff had very little to do. So Reisman going to step back in. 2-2 count. Moving over to third base is DJ Gilkey. On deck is Gus Sandberg. Out of the stretch, now the set. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, back up the middle. Second base. Couldn't get it played. Dropped the baseball. That was Grant Delaney trying to make the play. And safe at first. Not sure if that's going to be an error. I think they may have put that on the board. So reaching by air right there is Calvin Reisman. But they get an RBI coming in to score from third base, DJ Gilkey. Knights have five runs in here in the bottom of the first inning. Stepping in, 8-hitter, number 30, Gus Sandberg. He's the designated hitter for the Knights. Pickoff move, first base. Tag applied. Lovelady back safely is Reisman. So Gus Sandberg going to get more times at the plate today rather than just pinch hitting. He's the DH. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. Ball 1. So Jackson Kane becoming the catcher, batting for himself. They're going to free up another guy to be the DH. And Gus Sandberg is the proud recipient. So he's going to talk to Coach Bourdonnais. They're going to call timeout on the field. Coach McTaggart going to walk out. Going to talk right now with the pitching. And he's going to leave the ball game. Colton Watts is going to walk back into the dugout. They're going to bring a guy in from the bullpen. So they're going to warm up a new pitcher. And that might be 22, Jake Wilson. He's a junior. He is a pitcher. Jake Wilson going to step in. Jake Wilson, he's got a win-loss record of 1 win, no losses. This is appearance number 3. He's pitched in 3 innings. He's given up 1 hit, given up 3 runs. All 3 runs, none of those runs were earned. And he has not struck out a batter. He's walked 3. He's faced 14 batters. He's thrown a total of 59 pitches. So doing the pitching now is number 22, Jake Wilson. So he's getting warmed up. He's a right-handed pitcher. A little bit of a danger zone right there, playing on the PA. And then we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. That's Reynolds Farm Equipment. They are family owned and operated since 1955. You can increase your yield. They've got tractors, combines, corn pickers, lawn mowers, etc. They have genuine John Deere equipment new and used equipment available. Extraordinarily the best in the business. You can reach Reynolds Farm Equipment, all 5 locations, by dialing 800-333-6947. Stepping into bat for the Knights, number 30, Gus Sandberg, 8-hitter. 1 runner aboard for the Knights. At first base is Calvin Reisman. Out of set. First pitch. Breaking pitch finishes away. Ball 1. So 22, Jake Wilson doing the pitching for the Harrison Raiders. He'll step back in, pitch from a stretch. Working out of set position. Here comes the pitch to Sandberg. Swung on, he'll pop it up on the infield. He's going to float to right field. Calling him off is the right fielder. Making the catch is Ben Slate. There are 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. So staying put at first base, Calvin Reisman. Next batter going to step in for the Knights, the 9-hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Brennan Van Kirk playing left field in today's ballgame for the Knights. He'll step in, right-handed batter. Stepping in, the rubber, right-handed pitcher, Jake Wilson, out of the set. Pickoff move, first base, tag applied, back safely. And Calvin Reisman might have been banged up there on the play. He's going to grasp his lower leg there and jogging out to check on him is Sarah Igo. Sarah Igo is the athletic trainer for the Knights. Sarah Igo, I talked to her before the game. She's got a daughter, and Alex is her husband. Their daughter, Mackenzie, 21 months old. So Calvin Reisman is going to limp back to the dugout. They'll check on him. I hope it wasn't like a hyperextended knee. But going out to do the running for him is number 25, Vince Telenko. So Telenko is at first base for the Knights. There are 2 out. And right-handed batter is number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Stepping back in the rubber, Jake Wilson. Out of the stretch, he'll get the signal from Will McNeff. Out of set position, here comes the pitch to Van Kirk. Low for a ball. Nice block by the catcher, Will McNeff. 1 ball, no strikes. Signals given. Coach Bourdonnais at third base. Vince Telenko on the season. He's got 1 stolen base and has not been thrown out. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. He's going to pop one up on the infield. Major league fly ball called by the second baseman. Grant Delaney catches it back on the lip of the grass. And the Knights are retired. They send 9 to the plate. They come up with 5 runs. They leave 1 on board. And they have accumulate 1 hit in the inning. So at the end of 1 complete, Knights 5, Raiders 0. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Fritz in Fishers. Fritz in Fishers and Fritz in Noblesville. They're celebrating 43 years in business in the heart of the Nickel Plate District, right there in Fishers. They have late model cars and trucks. Each vehicle pre-delivery inspection. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. Their first location is in Fishers, 8599 East 116th Street. You can dial them up there at 317-842-2228. Their second location, Noblesville, that's between Noblesville and Westfield on State Road 32. That's Fritz in Noblesville. You can reach them by dialing 317-773-2232. And that's FritzInFishers.com. FRITZ. And also bringing you tonight's ball game is Scott G. Scott G, that's Scott Gashaw. He's a Tipton native, pretty kind gentleman. He wants you to know when time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana middle school and high school athletics. So they put the ball back in the glove of Lucas Gerke. Stepping into bat for Harrison. Going to be number 25, Gonzalez. Working from the windup. First pitch from Gerke. This comes in, a ball high. So 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes a pitch. Low for ball 2. So in the batter's box, I should mention, is number 27, Kendrick Pena. Kendrick Pena played third base for Coach McTaggart. Pitch comes in, strike called. Square to bunt, pulled the bat back. Kendrick Pena. Count goes 2-1. We're going to have the windup. Lucas Gerke. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Second base. Gutwein scoops it. Throws to first base. Gets the put out with DJ Gilkey. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. So the next batter going to step in for Harrison. Going to be the 5-hitter, number 21, Nathan Pro. Nathan Pro is the DH. He's batting in place of the pitcher, Colton Watts. Colton Watts has since left the ballgame, so he's batting in place of the pitcher, Jake Wilson. Pitch comes in, strike called. Jake Wilson wearing number 22, the pitcher for Harrison. Second pitch comes in low and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peering over the glove. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Gerke. Breaking pitch and there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-handed batter, Nathan Pro. Out of the wind, here comes the pitch. Tries to check his swing. I believe he did, and the A position umpire said he did check his swing. No swing. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucas Gerke getting a signal from Jackson Kane. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, back to the screen. So Nathan Pro going to stay in that box again with a 2-2 count. He'll step back in. 2-2, 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Gerke. Couldn't check that swing. It's going to be a drop third strike. Jackson is going to get by him, go back to the screen. Jackson was not going to make a throw. Jackson's on the mend. Jackson was not going to waste his arm on a throw to first base from the backstop. So drop third strike. Nathan Pro is at first base. Just 1 out, stepping in, 6-hitter, number 25, Jack Gonzalez, center fielder, a right-handed batter. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch, Lucas Gerke. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Strike called, right down meridian, knee high. Count goes 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Steps back in, taps the plate. Jack Gonzalez, pickoff move, nonchalant throw to first. Gilkey tosses it back. No tag applied. Nathan Pro getting a modest lead there at first base. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. Breaking pitch, just missed. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Top of the 2nd inning. Out of the set, Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. Well outside that time. 2-1, almost as if it were a pitch out, but it wasn't. 2-1 count. Stepping back in, Jack Gonzalez. Right-handed batter facing the righty. Lucas Gerke will go a snap throw to first base, pickoff move. A much better throw, probably about a B+, if not an A move. Out of the stretch, now the set for Gerke. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Gonzalez. Swung on and take it to left field. Got a lot of rope, a lot of air under it, and a line drive shot gets over the head of Van Kirk. Then around third base. It's going to be a throw to third base. Safe at third and an RBI triple off the bat. of Jack Gonzalez. So coming in to score around the bases from first base, Nathan Pro. And Harrison is on the board with one run here in the top of the second. So with one out, Jack Gonzalez on third base. Stepping in, the seven hitter, number 19, Noah Lovelady. Noah Lovelady is the first baseman. Out of set, checks third. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. Nice block by Jackson Kane. Saved a run for sure. So one ball, no strikes. Stepping back in, right-handed batter. Noah Lovelady. Out of the set, Gerke checks third base. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, low and inside. Ball two. Two balls, no strikes, some bullpen activity down the left field line. Getting loose right there is Lannon Nikolaev. The ball gets by Jackson. They're going to come in to score at third, standing up. I think he got the plate. I'm not sure, but I don't think eyes were on the plate. But they're going to count it. So 2 runs in, empties the bases for Harrison. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out. That's a wild pitch from Gerke. And stepping into bat once again, Noah Lovelady. Probably universal take sign. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So he'll jog to first base. Noah Lovelady. And next batter to step in for Harrison is going to be the 8 hitter, number 10, Ben Slate. Ben Slate playing right field for the Raiders. A little communication there. Jackson Kane talking with Lucas Gerke. He wants a different baseball. And my wife says the rainbow is over at home too. So the rainbow, big rainbow today. Stepping in, number 10, Ben Slate. Ben Slate, the right fielder. Time called by the home plate umpire. Ball wasn't ready. Ball wasn't made live. He'll make it live now. Working from a stretch, now the set. Gerke, here's the pitch. Swung on, he'll take a drive to left field. It's going to be foul territory. And giving it a good run there in left field. Nearly got to it was Van Kirk. So Brennan Van Kirk ran a long way for the first strike off the bat of Ben Slate. So we'll step back in. Ben Slate, right-handed batter. Runner at first base, Noah Lovelady. Out of set, Gerke. Here's the pitch. Try to put a bunt down. He efforted, so strike call. Pitch was outside. And the count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Ben Slate. Runner at first base for Harrison, Noah Lovelady. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Top of the second inning. Harrison have 2 runs in. It's a 5-2 contest. Here in the top of the second. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Out of the set. Long set. Here's the pitch. They're going to strike him out. It's going to strike him out. It's for out number 2. He's going to walk back to the dugout. He has nothing to hang his head about on that strikeout. So stepping in, going to be the 9 hitter, number 4, Will McNeff. He's the catcher. Out of the stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike, 9 hitter, Will McNeff. Knights got through their lineup. They're at the top here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch. It's full swing. Going to be a foul ball up to third baseline. Just foul. Jackson picks it up. Will McNeff was rolling the dice there. He kind of stayed around home plate, held the bat. Had that been a fair ball, he had no chance. He'll step back in. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first base. Noah Lovelady. Out of the set for Girk. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. He'll step to the inside with 2 outs. They'll throw him out at first. DJ Gilkey. And Jackson Kane makes a throw to first base. So the Knights get out of the inning, but not before. They give up 2 runs, 1 hit. They leave 1 guy left on base. At the end of 1.5, Knights 5, Raiders 2. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. That's in downtown Noblesville. Camino and Company, you can reach them online at camino-and-company.com. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers, small business partners, and the Camino and Company founders. Their mascot is a 1984 El Camino SS, which belongs to B.E. Witham. B.E. Witham is the grandpa of Carly Witham. Brett, that's Carly Witham. She's the owner of Camino and Company. And the goal at Camino and Company is to please each customer from their concept to the Camino and Company completion. You can explore their website at camino-and-company.com. They are now booking 2025 brides. If you're throwing a wedding, they can help you get the floral arrangements arranged, and you'll have no worries because they'll take care of it. CaminoandCompany.com. So getting ready to bat for the Knights. Going to be the one hitter, Hudson Gutwine. Hudson Gutwine going to step in. And Hudson Gutwine will mention, in 12 games, yes, they played 13. Hudson was under the weather for 1 game. And I will mention, in 12 games, he's batting .441. .441 in that right-handed batter's box. He leads the team with on-base percentage of .635. He's been to the plate 52 times, 34 at-bats. He's got 15 hits, 7 are singles, 2 are doubles. He does not have a triple yet, but he does have 2 home runs. He got them earlier this week at Rensselaer Central. And he'll step in to bat for the Knights here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So right-handed batter, Hudson Gutwine. And did I mention he is a tremendous pass catcher for Coach Ney and Bobby Metzger. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul it right side, out of play. Quick hands through the zone right now. He decides he wants to swing, and he does. No balls, 1 strike. Jake Wilson pitching for the Raiders. Swing and a miss. Fastball right down meridian. No balls, 2 strikes to Gutwine. Gutwine, 1 hitter, plays second base. Out of the wind and the pitch. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First batter here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's a 5-2 contest. Knights in front. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch, low and away. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll step back in. Right-handed batter facing the righty, Jake Wilson. Here comes the 2-2. Checks his swing inside and tight. Count goes full. 3-2 count to Gutwine. Working from the windup, 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on, back up the middle, going to get through. Going to go into center field, picked up by Jack Gonzalez. And Hudson Gutwine gets aboard with a base hit. So Gutwine now with 8 hits on the season. 16. And I'm stepping in is Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, number 12. He's played in all 13 games. He's batting .293. Here comes the pitch. Checks his swing. Strike called outside edge. Alex Schumer batting .293, a .431 on base percentage. 51 plate appearances, 41 at-bats. He's got 12 hits. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. Good block. Once again by McNeff. Runner at first base is Gutwein. Got himself aboard with a base hit on the ground up the middle. And Alex Schumer, 9 singles, 3 doubles on the season. Pickoff move. Pretty close move right there. Hudson Gutwein just does get back safely. Tag was applied by Lovelady. Working out a stretch, now the set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Schumer. No pickoff move again. Back safer that time, a little bit closer. So Gutwein getting in front of these jersey dirty. 1-1 count again to Schumer. Out of stretch, now the set position. Pickoff move, 3 in a row. Didn't get him on that one either. The first one was the closest. And the Gutwein, they're keeping him close to first base. Trying to keep him from stealing bases. He's got 10 stolen bases on the season. Pitch comes in tight for a ball. 2-1 count to Schumer. Hudson Gutwein, 10 stolen bases. Next closest in stolen bases is Mikey Stapleton and Jackson Kane. They each have 7. Out of set position. Jake Wilson. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High for a ball. Snap throw to first base by Will McNeff. Not a bad snap throw either. Safe at first. Here's Gutwein. He's getting dirty. 3-1 count to Schumer. Gonna have to be a good pitch if he wants to keep Schumer in the box. Out of set. Here comes a 3-1. Low for ball 4. And Gutwein going to jog down to second base. So Schumer's at first. Gutwein is at second. Third batter in the lineup, Lucas Gerke. He does the pitching. Where's number 10? Lucas Gerke. He's played in all 13 games. He's batting .395 in that left-handed batter's box. On base percentage of .521. Peering in, looking at signals. Long peer out of the stretch. Right there for Jake Wilson. Now the set position. He'll check second. First pitch, nothing to try to pirouette. No throw to second base. Lucas Gerke might have been squaring to bunt. Gerke has 15 hits on the season. 11 are singles, 3 are doubles. He has 1 home run. Here comes the pitch. He's going to square to bunt. He's going to be hit by pitch. Got him on the body. They're going to say, they're going to walk out and see whether or not he offered to hit that ball. But he's going to go out and talk to the pitcher, Jake Wilson. So he's going to go with that. So hit by pitch is going to stand. And Lucas Gerke goes to first base. And the Knights have their first 3 in the lineup on the bases right now, here in the bottom of the second inning. So conversation right there. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Honey Creek Resort. Honey Creek Resort, what a beautiful place to be. Plan your vacation or maybe a weekend getaway. Honey Creek Resort with 840 acres of fantastic nature, fun, and recreation adventures are only a 1-day's drive away. Honey Creek Resort in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers Beth and Terry Henderson have an amazing lodge and cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much more. Just go to honeycreekresort.com or dial them at 641-724-1450. So bases loaded. Jake Wilson in the stretch position, getting a signal from Will McNeff. In the batter's box, Mikey Stapleton. Pitch comes in, strike called, breaking pitch. Count goes 0-1. Wind's blowing out to center field. Mikey Stapleton has the power. We saw his power last year. Home run ball. Mikey Stapleton right now, he's got 11 RBI on this season. Breaking pitch, got the dish, broke away, called it a strike. Count goes 0-2. Mikey Stapleton in 13 games, batting .341 .420 on base percentage, 50 plate appearances, 41 at-bats. He's got 14 hits, 12 are singles, 2 are doubles. He's going to take a drive to right field. It's going to back him up just a bit. Making the catch is Ben Slate. Tagging from third base, and they're going to get him. Nope, the ball was dropped. Ball came loose. Hudson Gutwein safe at the plate. Throw was good. McNeff couldn't hold the baseball during the tag. So it was nothing like a Derek Jeter type of play. But he's safe at home in an RBI single. I should say sacrifice fly to right field off the bat of Mikey Stapleton. So Stapleton with 12 RBI on the season. Stepping into bat is Jackson Kane. 2 aboard, second and third with 1 out. He's going to take a drive to left center. He's going to back up the right center fielder. It's going to go off the wall in left center field. Jackson Kane's going to end up with a double. There's going to be a throw to the plate. Jackson's going to get off the base. Jackson might get in a rundown, but nope. He's going to make it to third base as they play on him behind him at second base. So Jackson gets a 2 RBI double, and he takes third base on the throw. So Jackson Kane has 10 RBI on the season. And Jackson Kane now with 3 doubles on the season. Next batter can be DJ Gilkey. Knights have 3 runs in here in the bottom of the second. DJ Gilkey going to step in. 12 games, 265 batting average. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul it back left side, out of play. DJ Gilkey, a .359 on base percentage. Entering this game, 40 plate appearances, 34 at-bats. He's got 9 hits, 5 are singles, 4 are doubles. He also has 9 RBI. Left-handed batter. Out of stretch, now the set. Here's the pitch. High above the zone. Jackson Kane is going to be cut down at third base. And so they're going to say he's out at third base. It's going to be the second out in the inning. And Jackson's going to jog back to the dugout. He'll put his gear on. So stepping back in is going to be number 33, DJ Gilkey. There are 2 out. Gilkey has a 1-1 count. Bases are empty. Here comes the wind and the pitch. You're going to take one to center field. Pretty good rope. Right on it. They're beating it up. Is Jack Gonzalez making the catch in center field. And the Knights are out of the inning. They pick up 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. I take that back. They pick up 3 runs bottom of the second inning after 2 completes. Knights 8, Raiders 2. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21 Real Estate. She has a real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. That's Lisa. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. Let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Each home is precious. That's Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21 Sheets Company. She has a highly recommended, high IQ real estate agent or real estate broker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or by text message, you can reach her at 317-513-4086. Again, her number is 317-513-4086. So they're throwing the ball around the diamond. Jackson King gets his gear on. He's behind the dish now. Warming him up before Jackson got out there was Cooper Renback. He wears number 7. And getting ready to bat here in the top of the third inning for the Harrison Raiders. They're going to step in, right-handed batter. Gonna throw one down here in a moment, second base. And a lot of folks on hand here tonight watching baseball. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. It's a pretty good atmosphere to watch baseball in, especially play the game. So the first batter is going to step in for Harrison. Here in the top of the third is going to be number 2, Grant Delaney. Grant Delaney got himself aboard first time up. We'll mention Harrison Raiders are currently 11-1 on the season. And Grant Delaney in all 12 games, 486 batting average. He's the leadoff batter, 553 on base percentage. Grant Delaney, 49 plate appearances, 35 at-bats. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Gerke. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. He's got 17 hits on the season. 14 are singles. He has 2 doubles. He has no triples, but he does have a home run. Grant Delaney, outside, swing and a miss. Chasing that one. Count goes 0-2. Lucas Gerke, 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Getting right along there. Here comes the pitch, the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. And they'll throw it around the horn there. Jackson Kane being a little bit careful with them throws he makes. And with 1 out, next batter going to step in. It's going to be Nolan Hodnett. Where's number 37, the shortstop? Hodnett in 12 games, batting .400. Here comes the pitch. High and away, ball 1. Hodnett is on base percentage of .543. 49 plate appearances, 35 at-bats. Pitch comes in, strike called. Count goes 1-1 to Hodnett. Hodnett has 14 hits, 12 are singles, 1 double, and 1 triple. Right-handed batter, Hodnett. Pitch comes in low, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-hitter, number 37, Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett, we'll mention, is a sophomore by class. Pitch comes inside low, ball 3. Tap to play, 3-1 count to Hodnett. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Gerke. Swung on, fouled back, out of play. So we'll stay in the box. 3-2 count. 2-hitter, Nolan Hodnett. Working out the windup. Here comes the payoff pitch. Low for ball 4. So Hodnett draws a walk. Hodnett draws a walk. And Hodnett now has 11 base on balls this season. Stepping in the bat, 3-hitter, number 14, Drew McTaggart. Plays left field. Working from a stretch. Now the set position for Gerke. First pitch to McTaggart. Taking off for second base is Hodnett. Throw is tall. You're going to bring the throw down and make the tag. And out at second base, Jackson Kane throws a strike to second base. And Hodnett is retired. So bases are now empty with 2 out. No balls, 1 strike. Drew McTaggart. McTaggart, he's a senior class member, batting .385. Pitch comes in. Outside edge, strike called. Count goes 0-2. McTaggart, a .457 on base percentage. He's got 15 hits, 10 singles. Pitch comes in low and outside, ball 1. 15 hits, 10 singles, 3 doubles, 2 triples. He's got 9 RBI. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. 2-2 count. McTaggart has been left on base 22 times this season. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. They'll put him down swinging. And the Knights get out of the inning. Knights erase a base runner with a throw out from Jackson Kane to second base. Hudson Gutwein puts a tag on him. And the Knights going to bat in the bottom of the third inning. We'll mention after 2.5. Knights 8, Raiders 2. And again, we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana. That's at 46062. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. That's along State Road 32, west edge of Noblesville. At Discount Copies, they provide set-up services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about Christmas cards, personalized Christmas cards. Posters and oversized printing are also available. If you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach Discount Copies by phone at 317-773-8783. That's 317-773-8783. Or by Gmail. Their Gmail is discountcopies96@gmail.com. So the Harrison Raiders have inserted a new pitcher here in the bottom of the third inning. It is number 31, Porter Williams. Porter Williams is a senior listed as a pitcher. We'll mention he's got an ERA of 4.20. He's got a win-loss record of 0-0. This is his third appearance on the season. He's pitched 3 in the third innings. He's given up 6 hits, 4 runs. 2 of those runs were earned. He has struck out 5. He has walked 1. He's faced 19 batters and thrown 73 pitches. Stepping into bat for the Knights, number 25, Vince Talenko. Right into bat, facing the lefty, Porter Williams. First pitch, just above the zone, ball 1. So Porter Williams bringing the fastball. Working out a stretch. Nobody on base, primarily a relief pitcher. Going to pop it foul territory. It's going to float out of play. Nope, it's going to float back in. The catch was not made. An effort was made. But first baseman Noah Lovelady was over there. Second baseman Grant Delaney. And the right fielder Ben Slate. That ball had some air time. So he'll live for another pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vince Talenko. Vince Talenko in 11 games. He's got an on-base percentage of .273. 24 plate appearances, 19 at-bats. He's got 3 hits. 2 are singles. 1's a double. He's got 3 RBI. Out of the set. Williams, here's the pitch. Short hops the glove. Good block by Will McNeff, the catcher. On deck for the Knights is Gus Sandberg. So Vince Talenko batting in the 7th spot right now for the Knights. Here comes the pitch. High and away. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. He'll step back in. Might be looking for a good pitch right here. Vince Talenko out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Right down meridian, strike called. Count goes full at 3-2. Vince Talenko, a member of the junior class. Out of set, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. He'll jog back to the dugout, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So next batter going to step in, the 8-hitter, number 30, Gus Sandberg. Sandberg's played in 11 ball games. His on-base percentage is .364. He's been to the plate 11 times entering the game. 8 official at-bats. First pitch to Sandberg. Swing and a miss. Gus Sandberg has one hit. It's a single. He's got 3 RBI. He has scored a run. He's walked twice, and he's been hit by pitch 1 time. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2. Porter Williams, senior. He's bringing it here in the 3rd inning. Out of the set. Here comes the 0-2. Gonna fly one foul ball right side out of play. Sandberg gonna stay in the box with that 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd. Nobody on base. 8-2 contest. Knights in front. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch finishes away. Tall. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is Brennan Van Kirk. Out of the set. Williams, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch finishes above the zone. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Sandberg steps back in, taps the plate. Left-hander, Porter Williams. Here comes the pitch. High above the zone, ball 3. So 3 pitches to start out the at-bat. 2 strikes, and then he fouled 1 off, and now 3 consecutive balls. Count goes 3-2. Here's the full pitch, the full count. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go back to the dugout, and there are 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So next batter going to step in, 9-hitter for 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Van Kirk leads the team in batting average with a .500 batting average, .563 on base, 32 plate appearances, 26 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Brennan Van Kirk has 13 hits on the season. 12 are singles, 1 double. 10 RBI for Van Kirk. Out of the set, here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Van Kirk has scored 10 runs, and Van Kirk has walked 2 times. He's stolen 3 bases. He's been hit by pitch 3 times. Coach Bourdonnais calls time, wants to talk to Van Kirk. 1 ball, 1 strike. His first cut was kind of an uppercut as a golf shot. And Coach Bourdonnais might have been talking similar to that. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch, Porter Williams. Out of the set, here's the 1-1 pitch to Van Kirk. Swing and a miss. Tried to check his swing. It was called a strike at home plate by the home plate umpire. Count goes 1-2. Peering in, looking at signals. Porter Williams out of the set position. The 1-2 pitch to Van Kirk. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. He'll jog back to the dugout. And the Knights are out of the inning. Knights come up with no runs. They leave nobody on base. They got no hits. After 3 completes, Central Catholic 8, Harrison 2. And again, we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies, shop them online at noblesvilletrophies.com or stop in if only to browse around. Noblesville Trophies, they're at 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana. Trophies, awards, plaques, and more. Fast turnaround. Prices are low. Prices are so low you may want to be a repeat customer. Noblesville Trophies, 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana. 46060. They are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach them by phone at 317-773-7391. Again, that number is 317-773-7391. 7391, or simply go to noblesvilletrophies.com. So Lucas Gerke getting some final warm-up tosses out there. Harrison Raiders are going to bat here in the top of the fourth. Harrison Raiders going to send to the plate number 27, Kendrick Pena. Kendrick Pena plays third base, bats fourth. He's a left-handed batter. And I'm going to need a final toss there. And not going to throw it down. Kendrick Pena, left-handed batter, getting ready to step in. So we'll step in. Lucas Gerke, peering in, 1 foot on, 1 foot off, pitching from the windup. Top of the fourth inning, first pitch to Kendrick. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Pretty good rip at that ball. Four-hitter, 27, Kendrick Pena. Kendrick Pena, 12 games, batting .281, .452 on base percentage. Next pitch comes in, lets it go by, strike called. Count goes 0-2. Kendrick Pena, he's got 9 hits, 8 are singles, 1 is a double. Here's the pitch. Tries to check his swings, a drop, third strike. Jackson steps to the inside and throws a strike to first base, DJ Gilkey. And there's 1 out here in the top of the fourth. So next batter going to step in. DH in the ball game. Where's number 21? Nathan Pro. Nathan Pro, number 21, in 12 games, batting .448. Pitch comes in, tight for ball 1. Nathan Pro, we'll mention, where's number 21? 600 on base percentage. That's in 12 games. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Fielded by Gerke. He'll jog towards the pitcher. He'll underhanded throw it to Gilkey, and there are 2 out here in the top of the fourth. So the next batter going to step in for Harrison. Going to be number 25, Jack Gonzalez. He's a center fielder. Where's number 25? In 12 games, batting .457, a .512 on base percentage. 16 hits, 15 are singles, 1 is a triple, and now he has another base hit to right field. Be thrown back in by Alex Schumer. So Jack Gonzalez gets himself aboard with his 16th base hit of the season. He has 17 total. The other one is a triple. So he's at first base now with 2 out. Checking the wristbands, getting ready to step in is his 7-hitter, number 19, Noah Lovelady. Noah Lovelady getting some playing time right here. Strike called. They're going to let him take second base. So he's at second base now, Nathan Pro. We'll take that back. Jack Gonzalez is at second base. Crooked lead there behind the bag at second. Working out a stretch, now to set position. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Back up the middle, caught. Gloved it. Might have been defense-wise. Might have been protecting himself. And then Lucas Gerke takes a big-time base hit away from Noah Lovelady. That was right back up the middle. And nothing Lucas could do but catch it. So the Knights get out of the inning. They leave 1 Raider aboard. That was Jack Gonzalez. Got a base hit into right field. And the Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. After 3.5. Knights 8, Raiders 2. And again, we'll mention today's ball game being brought to you by McCormick Printing Impressions. Before we dive back into action, we want to spotlight a business that's been printing success in our community for 50 incredible years. That's McCormick Printing Impressions. From business cards to banners, T-shirts to office supplies, MPI is your local full-service print shop, delivering quality, great service, and creativity in every project. Family-owned and operated for 2 generations. MPI knows that your first impression matters. So they make sure it's a good one. Next time you need something printed with perfection, turn to MPI because at McCormick Printing Impressions, they don't just print, they help you make your best impression. So Hudson Gutwein going to step in, third time, I believe, today, maybe fourth. Gutwein's going to step in, leadoff batter in 12 games, batting 441, 635 on base percentage. Leads every player in either dugout today. Pierre looking at signals out of the stretch. Porter Williams, first pitch to Gutwein. Going to foul one right side out of play. Hudson Gutwein, 16 hits on the season, 8 singles, and 6 doubles. Here comes the pitch. He'll take it the same direction, out of play. So they'll chase a couple of them down. No balls, 2 strikes. Gutwein, pretty aggressive batter. Out of set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Back up the middle. He'll glove it. It's a ground ball. Gloved by Porter Williams. He'll toss it to first base. And Gutwein is retired. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. So good play there, Porter Williams. Next batter going to step in for the Knights, number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer in 13 games, batting .293, 431 on base percentage. He's got 12 hits. 9 are singles. He has 3 doubles. First pitch comes in outside half. Strike called. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Out of set, Williams, here's the pitch. Foul ball right there around home plate. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Will McNeff might have took the brunt of that foul ball. Home plate umpire hand delivers one to Porter Williams. Gives McNeff a chance to collect himself. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Pierre looking at signals out of the stretch. Williams out of the set position. Here's the pitch. High and tight, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pierre again looking at signals. Porter Williams out of the set position. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, going to lock him up and strike him out. Breaking pitch, lefty facing a lefty. It broke right in there. And he'll walk back to the dugout. So with 2 outs, next batter in the lineup for the Knights. 3-hitter, number 10, Lucas Gerke. Gerke batting .395 in that left-handed batter's box. He's facing a lefty. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. High over away, ball 1. Gerke at .521 on base percentage. He's been to the plate 48 times entering this game. 38 at-bats. He's got 15 hits, 11 singles, 3 doubles, and a home run. Pitch comes in high and away, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Gerke has gone the distance on the pitcher's rubber. 8-2 contest. Knights in front. Here's the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 2-1 to Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke, a senior class member. He's got 14 RBI. He has scored 18 runs. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 3-1 count to Gerke. Lucas Gerke has 7 base on balls. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Outside low, and now he has 8. 8 walks on the season. He's at first base now. So next batter going to step in for the Knights, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton, he's played in all 13 games. Stapleton, batting .341. His batting average has been climbing as of late. His on base is .420. He entered this game with 50 at-bats, and that leads the Knights entering this game with 50. Out of set position. Checks first base. Here's the pitch. Backdoor curveball misses outside. Count goes 1-0. Mikey Stapleton, 14 hits on the season, 12 singles, 2 doubles. He's got 12 RBI on the season. Runner at first base, a modest lead right there for Gerke. Out of set, Porter Williams. Here comes the pitch. Inside and tight, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. 8-2 contest. Knights in front. Knights got 5 in the first, 3 in the second. Did not score in the third. And right now they have a base runner at first base with 2 outs. Peering in, looking at signals, Porter Williams. Long Pier. Long Pier out of the set position. Double set. Here comes the pitch. Going to be a ground ball. Be fielded by the third baseman, Kendrick Pena. Pena throws the first. They get the put out with Noah Lovelady. And the Knights are retired here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Knights leave 1 aboard. They come up with no hits, no runs at the end of 4 complete innings. Central Catholic Knights, 8. Harrison Raiders, 2. And again, we'll mention we thank you for listening, and we thank our sponsorship. We'll mention Reynolds Farm Equipment. That's Reynolds Farm Equipment. They are family owned and operated since 1955. You can increase your yield with Reynolds Farm Equipment. They have tractors, combines, corn pickers, lawnmowers, etc. Genuine John Deere equipment. New and used equipment available. Extraordinarily, the best in the business. That's Reynolds. Reynolds, you can visit them at their Atlanta, Indiana location. That's right there off of US 31, 1451 East, 276th Street. Atlanta, Indiana address 46031. They're just 2 miles south of 296th Street on US 31. That's the Tipton-Hamilton County line. Reynolds Farm Equipment, they have 5 locations. You can reach Reynolds Farm Equipment by dialing 800-333-6947. Again, 800-333-6947. That's Reynolds Farm Equipment and their Atlanta, Indiana location on US 31. You can reach them there at 317-758-4116. I'm going to throw one down. Getting ready to throw the ball around. I'm going to put it back in the glove. Lucas Gerke. And the Harrison Raiders going to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Getting ready to bat in the top of the 5th. They're going to send to the plate the 8-hitter, number 10, Ben Slate. Ben Slate, the right fielder. Ben Slate in 11 games batting .250, .280 on base percentage. 25 plate appearances, 24 at-bats. First pitch comes in low and tight at ball 1. So Ben Slate, number 10, he's got 6 hits on the season, 5 singles, 1 double. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1. Lucas Gerke pitching here in the top of the 5th inning. Working out a windup. Facing Ben Slate. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch outside a ball. Count goes 2-1. Ben Slate has 5 RBI on the season. He has scored 4 runs. He's walked 1 time. Outside a ball, 3-1. So Ben Slate, 25 plate appearances. Just 1 walk. And he'll step back in. Out of the windup, here comes the 3-1. Low and inside, he'll walk to first base now. So he draws a walk for the 2nd time on the season. Ben Slate is at first base. Nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Stepping in, the 9-hitter, number 4, Will McNeff. McNeff is the catcher. McNeff, his on-base percentage is .333. You got 2 hits. Square to bunt. Lets it go by, pulls the bat back, it's a ball high. Will McNeff entered this game with 19 plate appearances, 12 at-bats. He does have 2 hits there, both singles. Alice said, Lucas Gerke, here he's going to square the bunt again. Pulls the bat back, it's a strike called. So the count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the catcher. That's Will McNeff batting for the Harrison Raiders. Alice stretch, pickoff move, first base, no tag applied by Gilkey. Will McNeff as a base runner, he's been left on base 10 times. Alice set. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. Count goes 2-1 to McNeff. So Ben Slate is at first base. They're checking their wristbands. They got the digits for the signal system. We're going to stretch, now the set. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. 2-2 count. Nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke out of the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball, going to get off the body of Jackson Kane. Foul tip, got Jackson there. He's going to shake it off. Home plate umpire going to hand deliver a baseball to Lucas Gerke. As Jackson Kane, he's okay. Jackson Kane been hit harder than that on this football field over here. And he's hit others harder than that. He's going to play linebacker at DePaul next year. Jackson Kane, I wouldn't want to get tackled by him. 2-2 count. Steps back in, working from the stretch. Lucas Gerke. Out of the set. Here's the 2-2, taking off for second base. Foul ball back to the screen. So Ben Slate was on his horse. He was going to second base, but foul tip back to the screen by McNeff. So we'll step back in. 2-2 count. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke out of the set position. 2-2 pitch to McNeff. Swing and a miss. So he'll go down swinging, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Next batter going to step in for the Raiders, number 2, Grant Delaney. Grant Delaney leads the team in hitting average, 486. He's been to the plate 49 times, batting 486. That's incredible. Outside the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Grant Delaney. He's got 17 hits, 14 are singles, 2 are doubles, and he has a home run. Here comes the pitch. He's going to square the bunt, lets it go by. It's a ball. And sliding in to second base. Throw was a little bit off target there for Jackson. Hudson couldn't get to it. He goes into shallow center field. Staying put at second base is Ben Slate. So stepping back in, 2-0 count to Grant Delaney. Slate is at second base. We're going to have a stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Grant Delaney. He's the leadoff batter in this game. Harrison Raiders. He's playing second base. Right-handed batter, Grant Delaney. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2. Grant Delaney has 10 RBI on the season. He scored 15 runs. He's walked 7 times. He's been left on base 11 times. And he's been hit by pitch twice. Timeout granted to Delaney. He'll step out and step back in. Long time to concentrate for a pitcher. Out of the set position. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. So he'll go down swinging, and Lucas Gerke has 2 consecutive strikeouts going down swinging. So with 2 outs, stepping in, the 2-hitter, number 37, Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett going to bat. Where's 37? 12 games, batting 400. It's with 49 plate appearances, 35 at-bats. Timeout called by Jackson Kane. He wants to jog out. Talk to Lucas Gerke. So Nolan Hodnett, on base percentage this season, 543. He's got 14 hits, 12 are singles, 1 double, and 1 triple. Nolan Hodnett has 10 RBI. He has scored 15 runs. He's been walked 11 times. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Inside half, strike called. Hodnett in a little bit of disbelief on that pitch, but he gets 3. 0-1 count to Hodnett. Step back in, right-handed batter. 2 outs. Runner at second base for Harrison is Ben Slate. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of a set position. Kane wants another timeout. And they call it time right back in. He wanted to give some directions. So line back up. No balls, 1 strike. Out of a set. Lucas Gerke, here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett, he's a member of the sophomore class. Batting in the second spot for the Harrison Raiders. Out of the set, here's the pitch. Inside and tight, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Top of the 5th inning. 8-2 ball game. There's been no scoring since the 2nd inning. Here comes the pitch. Back up the middle, Hudson Gutwein gloves it. The throw to first, they'll get the put out with DJ Gilkey. So that ball was right in Hudson Gutwein's lap in a hurry to hop, and the Knights get out of the inning. And the Harrison Raiders leave a runner on base, and they come up with no runs, no hits. 1 left on base. And we'll mention after 4.5 innings, Knights 8, Raiders 2. And we'll also mention in the hit department. In the hit department, Central Catholic has 3 hits in the ball game, and the Harrison Raiders have 2. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Fritz in Fishers and Fritz in Noblesville, celebrating 43 years in business in the heart of the Nickel Plate District, right there in Fishers, Indiana. If you've not been to Fishers lately, you're going to be amazed when you see all the activity of buildings. They are just incredible. Them, Westfield, and Noblesville, I don't know who's trying to outdo who. But we'll mention late model cars and trucks. That's Fritz and Fishers. Each vehicle, pre-delivery inspection. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. That's Fritz in Fishers at 8599 East 116th Street. You can reach them there at 317-842-2228. Or Fritz in Noblesville. That's Fritz there on State Road 32 between Noblesville and Westfield. You can dial them up there at 317-773-2232. Or you can go online. You can look at vehicles in the comfort of your own home. Just go to fritzinfishers.com. That's Fritz, F-R-I-T-Z, fritzinfishers.com. So the Knights going to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane, the catcher. He's batting in the 5th spot. Jackson Kane on the season in 13 games, 324 batting average, 468 on base percentage, 48 plate appearances, 37 at-bats, out of set. Porter Williams, here's the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Jackson Kane got one to left center, got over The center fielder, Jack Gonzalez, got a double in his first at-bat. No balls, one strike. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. He'll foul one right side, out of play. No balls, two strikes to Jackson Kane. So Jackson Kane going to step back in. Jackson Kane has 10 RBI on the season. He scored 11 runs. He's walked 10 times. Here comes the 0-2 to Jackson Kane. Backdoor curveball broke in, got the dish. Strike called. So one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Next batter going to step in for the Knights. Going to be number 33, DJ Gilkey. DJ Gilkey going to bat. He's the sixth hitter for the Knights. Playing first base today. DJ Gilkey in 12 games, batting .265, .359 on base percentage. He's been to the plate 40 times, 34 at-bats. He got 9 hits, 5 are singles, 4 are doubles. Out of a set, Porter Williams. First pitch to Gilkey. Outside, ball 1. Lefty facing a lefty. He got that 2 o'clock alarm slot right there. Does Porter Williams. Comes in at an angle, goes across the plate. Here comes the pitch. Got it right there. Strike called. Got the edge of the plate. That 2 o'clock arm slot. Facing a lefty. It's a little different type of look. Count goes 1-1. Out of the set for Williams. Here's the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Right on time, DJ Gilkey. DJ Gilkey going to step back in. Open stance. There's one out. Bottom of the fifth. Out of the set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Finishes inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count, working from the stretch. Looking at signals from Will McNeff. Out of the set position. Here comes the 2-2 to Gilkey. Low for ball 3. 3-2 count. Bullpen activity down the left field line for the Raiders. Knights going to try to get by the game with Lucas Gerke. Out of the set. Here comes a 3-2. Foul ball, out of play. And that ball won't be retrieved. So he'll stay in the box, 3-2 again. DJ Gilkey. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set position. 3-2 pitch. He'll take one the other way, left field. Might be a foul ball. It's going to be a good effort to dive for it. It was a foul ball. But Drew McTaggart laid out to try to catch that one and nearly did. So Gilkey going to pick the bat up again as Vince Talenko hands it to him. He'll stay in the box again with a 3-2 count. Vince Talenko. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. And he didn't know it, but that's ball 4. So he'll jog down to first base with 1 out. DJ Gilkey at first. Coach Bourdonnais going to make an adjustment on the base pads. So DJ Gilkey going to jog off. And it's going to be Colton Minnick going to get to run the bases here. Colton Minnick played the whole game this week. He played in a couple of games. He played right field. Last game he was in left field. He's going to do some base running right here for DJ Gilkey. Colton Minnick on the season. Looking for that first stolen base. Stepping into bat. Number 9. We'll double check that. Reisman. Here comes the pitch. Inside, right down meridian, strike called. Vince Talenko batting for Reisman in the 7th spot. On base, Gus Sandberg. Out of the set, Williams. Here's the pitch. Going to square the bunt. pull the bat back. The ball going to be a pickle. And Colton Minnick going to be safe at second base. Colton Minnick was on his horse. He was trying to go with a bunt. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was bunt and run or run and bunt. But Colton Minnick got out of a jam right there. Safe at second. So I guess you call that a stolen base, wouldn't you? So he has his first stolen base. He'd been thrown out once. Colton Minnick has a stolen base on the season. He's at second base with one out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vince Telenko batting for the Knights here in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes a pitch. Going to square the bunt again. He'll put a skyward bunt. It's going to go back to the screen. Underneath the baseball. Count goes 1-2. But Vince Telenko has new life. And that ball went, when it goes skyward, you just wonder where it went. That went up against the screen. So we'll step back in, tap the plate. 1-2 count, 1 out. There is bullpen activity in the Knights bullpen. Peering in, looking at signals. Porter Williams out of set. Check second base. Here's the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. So we'll go down swinging. There are 2 out here in the Knights' bottom of the 5th inning. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 30, Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg, a junior class member. He's played in 11 games. This is his 12th game. He's getting a DH role in this game. He's been to the plate. This is his 3rd time. He'll peer in, look at signals. That's Porter Williams out of the set position. Here comes the first pitch to Sandberg. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Gus Sandberg, a .364 on-base percentage. Entered the game with 11 plate appearances and 8 at-bats. He now has 14 plate appearances. Here comes a pitch from Williams. Swing and a miss. Going to throw down, snap, throw to second base. Minnick gets back safely. Ball goes into center field. Picked up by Gonzalez. Shallow center field. Tosses it back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Porter Williams, the pitcher, and Grant Delaney tossing him the baseball. Right-handed batter, Gus Sandberg. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bullpen activity in both bullpens. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set, he'll check second base. Checks it again. Here's the pitch. Has a backdoor curveball. Broke in there for a strike. Nice placement for Porter Williams. 1-2 count. Brennan Van Kirk is on deck for the Knights. 1-2. 2 outs. Runner at second base, Colton Minnick. Here comes the pitch. Going to foul this one back to the screen. Sandberg going to fight him off. Fighting off the bad ones, looking for the good one. 1-2 count again. Steps back in. Gus Sandberg. Where's number 30 for the Knights? Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Porter Williams out of the set. He'll check second base. Here comes the 1-2 again. He'll take 1 base hit. Going to go into right field between second and third base. Between second and first base. And they're going to cut Colton Minnick down at the plate. No chance. A good throw, but it's going to be a base hit. Base hit off the bat of Gus Sandberg. And the Knights get shut down here in the bottom of the 5th. They leave 1 aboard. They come up with no runs. They get 1 hit from the bat of Gus Sandberg. And we'll go to the top of the 6th inning after 5 complete innings. Knights 8, Raiders 2. And as mentioned, there's been no scoring since the 2nd inning. Knights got 5 in the 1st. Raiders got 2 in the 2nd. Knights got 3 in the 2nd. It's still 8-2. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. And we'll also mention today's ball game is being brought to you in parts by Scott Gagshaw. Scott Gagshaw, when time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana middle school and high school athletics. Also bringing you tonight's contest is Camino and Company. Camino and Company, they're in downtown Noblesville, Indiana. You can reach them on the web at camino-and-company.com. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers, small business partners, and the Camino and Company founders. Their mascot is the 1984 El Camino SS. That El Camino SS is owned by V.E. Witham, and V.E. Witham is the grandpa of Carly Witham Elbrecht. She's the owner of Camino and Company. Just go to their website, camino-and-company.com. So Harrison Raiders going to bat in the top of the sixth. Going to be a shot to left field. Base hit off the bat of Drew McTaggart. McTaggart takes the first pitch immediately. Line drive to left field. And he got himself aboard. McTaggart wears number 14, entered this game with a .385 batting average. He's played in all 12 games and now 13 games. So McTaggart is aboard, nobody out. Next batter going to step in, number 27, Kendrick Pena, left-handed batter. Out of the set, Gerke taking off for second base, McTaggart, and they're going to try to bunt him around. McTaggart was going to steal. If he'd have missed that pitch or missed the ball or been ball one, McTaggart was on his way. McTaggart has some speed. And Lucas Gerke going to have to pay more attention to McTaggart on this particular base trip. We're going to have a stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch to Pena. Breaking pitch, got the dish, strike called. No balls, 2 strikes. The first pitch was a bunt attempt that went foul back to the screen. It's an 0-2 count. Nobody out. Out of the set, pickoff move, nonchalant. Playing throw back and forth there, DJ Gilkey and Lucas Gerke. He'll peer back in, look at signals from Jackson Kane. Looks at first base out of the stretch. Now the set, he'll continue to look at first. Here's the pitch, taken off for second is McTaggart. It's going to be a foul ball just right of first baseman, DJ Gilkey. And McTaggart is getting a workout. They're going to jog back to first base. 0-2 count still. 27, 4-hitter Kendrick Pena, third baseman for the Raiders. Playing him to pull pretty severely is Calvin Reisman in center field. Here comes the pitch, outside of ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke. Out of the stretch, he'll look at first. Now the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Foul tip caught by Jackson Kane for strike 3. So there's 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Next batter going to step in. 5-hitter, number 21, Nathan Pro. Nathan Pro, he's the DH. And Nathan Pro batting .448 on the season. A .600 on base percentage. He's been to the plate 41 times. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Taking off for second base is McTaggart. Throw comes in wide right. McTaggart is safe at second. He's going to try for third. Not going to make a throw from Alex Schumer to third base. And McTaggart is safe at third base. So pitch comes in. It's a ball. So it's a 1-0 count. McTaggart steals second base. Ball gets by. Goes into right field. And McTaggart ends up at third base. So stepping back in is Pro. That's Nathan Pro, the batter. He'll take a shot to second base. Good off the glove of Gutwein. Goes into right field. McTaggart comes in to score the 3rd run in the ball game for the Raiders. Hudson Gutwein laid out to his right. It was off the glove, off the top of his glove. Goes into right field. Now Schumer tosses it back in. So it's a base hit. And now at first base is Nathan Pro. Now the sixth hitter, number 25, Jack Gonzalez, the right-handed batter. Gonzalez batting .457 on the season. Here's the pitch. He's going to take a shot down the right field line, foul, and it's going to go out of play. No balls, one strike. Jack Gonzalez in 12 games, .457 batting average, .512 on base percentage. He's been to the plate 42 times. Here comes the pitch. Going to pop one up. Foul territory. Might be playable for Gilkey. And Gilkey couldn't get to it. That's the kind of play where you got to dive feet first by the fence if you want to try to catch it and be safe. So Lucas Gerke might want a different baseball. That one's got some dampness on it. You know it's wet. He looked like he wanted to trade, but nobody around home plate was looking, so he just kept it. No balls, two strikes. Runner at first. Here comes the pitch. And pitch comes in, ball. So they called that a ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonzalez is going to live for another pitch. Out of set. Gerke. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Going to foul it back to the screen. So we'll stay in the box with the 1-2 count. There's one out. Top of the 6th inning. 1 run in. McTaggart scored in this inning. We're in the top of the 6th. It's an 8-3 contest. Knights in front. Out of the set position. Checks first base. Here comes the 1-2. He'll take a base hit between shortstop and third base. Going to roll into the left field. Picked up by Van Kirk. He'll toss it back in. And the Raiders have runners at first and second base with 1 out. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 19, Noah Lovelady. Noah Lovelady, he's playing first base. Noah, in 12 games, batting .308, .457 on base percentage. Coach Borden going to walk out, talk with his infield and his pitcher. Noah Lovelady has been to the plate 35 times, 26 at-bats, 8 hits, 1 single, 4 doubles, 1 triple, and 2 home runs. He's hit for the cycle. That's pretty impressive. That's the first person I've seen all season that have got at least 1 hit in each of the 4 base categories. So he's getting ready to bat. 19, Noah Lovelady. And I will also mention, today's ball game is in part being brought to you by AGM Auto. AGM Auto. And I will mention the Knights are going to make a pitching change. I think so. Maybe not. Might be incorrect here. Nope, they're not. They're going to stay with Lucas Gerke. Runners at first and second base, 1 out. We're going to see right-handed batter, 7-hitter, number 19, Noah Lovelady. First baseman. So peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke out of the stretch. Right-handed batter, Noah Lovelady. Out of the set position, first pitch to Lovelady. Pitch comes in, strike called. No balls, 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike. Step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke out of the set. He'll check second base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch. Finish away, going to call a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Noah Lovelady. A little bit disbelief of that pitch. Peering in, looking at signals. Now out of the set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Above the head, ball 1. Reaching back for some MPH. Dugouts are having fun. It's all good. Raiders having some fun. Raiders have 2 aboard. 1 out. Top of the 6th, 1 run in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Lovelady. Outside, going to get by the glove of Jackson. Runner's going to move up 90 feet. So now the Harrison Raiders have runners at second and third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucas Gerke. So the infield is going to play not quite as far in as normal. We're going to take Hudson Gutwein back to the lip of the grass. There's one out. So a bunt right now might not be a bad play. We'll see. Out of the set position. Here comes the pitch. It'll be a full swing ground ball foul. Immediately foul beyond the dugout left side. Harrison Raiders in the third base dugout. The Knights in their respective first base dugout. We have timeout on the diamond. Jackson King going to go out and convey some words with Lucas Gerke. They're both seniors. Knights have 4 seniors on the ball team. The other one, they're all in the infield. Pitcher, catcher, first baseman, second baseman. Those are the seniors. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set position. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Going to get by Jackson Kane. You're going to have to throw him out at first base. They get the out. Stay and put at third base. His third base runner, Jack Gonzalez. So 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Next batter going to step in. Going to be the 8 hitter, number 10, Ben Slate. Ben Slate, the right fielder. In 11 games, batting .250, a .280 on base percentage. 25 plate appearances, 24 at bats. 6 hits, 5 singles, and 1 double. Out of set, here's the pitch. Ben Slate takes a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Top of the 6th inning. Harrison Raiders have runners at second and third base. Out of set position. Time's called by Ben Slate. Granted, step back in. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. 9:08 on the wristwatch. Out of the set. Here comes the 1-0. Outside of ball. Good block by Jackson. Saved a run. Count goes 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Lucas Gerke still going to pitch from the stretch. Peering in, looking at signals from Jackson Kane. Out of the set position. You'll look at third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Middle infield going to get by the glove of Jackson of Mikey Stapleton. 2 runs are going to score. Second and third base runners coming in to score was 21, Nathan Pro, and 25, Jack Gonzalez. So 3 runs in here in the top of the 6th. It's now an 8-5 contest. The Knights still in front. 2 outs. Runner at first base is Ben Slate. Now batting Will McNeff. Pitch comes in, strike called. No balls, 1 strike. Right-handed batter, catcher, Will McNeff. Out of the set for Gerke. Here comes a pitch. Swung on, base hit to left field. Over the outstretched glove of Tatum Adriano. Thrown back in by Brennan Van Kirk. And the Raiders have 2 aboard again. Timeout called. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out, talk with his infield, and we'll see what he does here. We'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by AGM. That's AGM Auto, LLC. AGM Auto. At AGM, you'll not only be treated with pure professionalism, you'll appreciate their state-of-the-art diagnostics and their up-to-date status of each of their AGM technicians. And AGM doesn't only work under the hood. AGM works toward the recovery and the restoration of the many now beautiful cars and trucks, which have now become showroom treasures, mechanically and cosmetically. To contact AGM Auto, Just dial them at 317-984-5283. Again, 317-984-5283. On Facebook, you can find them at AGM Auto LLC. So the Knights are warming up a new pitcher here in the sixth inning, top of the sixth with one out. Getting warmed up right there is number 33, DJ Gilkey. DJ Gilkey getting some warm-up tosses. We'll mention on the season. Don't have his stats wrote down, but I got him on another page, but another page is too far away to try to find it. So DJ Gilkey will go without talking about his attributes on the pitcher's rubber. So he got two more warm-up tosses, according to the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire will mention he's got that overcoat on like you would see him wear in the World Series. He wears it well. He kind of, I'm trying to remember that guy's name, but John Sherry for that Jerry Davis. And who's that other one? Jerry West. I'm not a big fan of him, but he gets paid, and he pays people. But stepping into bat, here we go. 2 outs, runners at first and second. DJ Gilkey from the stretch. His first pitch, right down meridian, strike called. In the batter's box is number 2, Grant Delaney. Grant Delaney, second baseman. He leads the team in batting average. Peering in, looking at signals, out of stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the 0-1. Outside a ball. No balls, 1 strike. Grant Delaney, 486 batting average. That's in 49 plate appearances. That's amazing. Out of set, Gilkey. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, strike called. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steps back in. Peering in, looking for signals. DJ Gilkey. Out of the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Knights get out of the inning. Knights give up 3 runs in the top of the 6th. The Raiders leave 2 base runners aboard. And at the end of 5.5 innings, Knights 8, Raiders 5. So we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Honey Creek Resort. Honey Creek Resort, what a beautiful place to be. Plan your vacation or maybe a weekend getaway. Honey Creek Resort, with 840 acres of fantastic nature, fun, and recreation adventures, are only a 1 day's drive away. Honey Creek Resort in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers Beth and Terry Henderson have an amazing lodge and cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much, much more. Truly amazing adventures and hospitality await you at honeycreekresort.com. Make your group, business, and family getaway reservations today. You can call them at 641-724-1450. Again, 641-724-1450, or check them out at honeycreekresort.com. They've got an indoor water park. They've got a sauna, a whirlpool. They have quite an incredible place to want to go. I'm wanting to go back. So they throw one down, getting ready to bat here. Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Now doing the pitching for Harrison is number 13, Jonah Brower. Jonah Brower, he's a senior. Jonah Brower, we'll mention. Jonah Brower has one appearance. This is his second appearance on the season. He's given up one hit. Here comes the pitch. Outside and tall, ball one. Jonah Brower has pitched 1/3 of an inning. He's faced two batters. He's thrown 12 pitches. Pitch comes in, healthy cut, swing and a miss. In the batter's box for the Knights, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Van Kirk batting .500 on the season, leads the Knights. Pitch comes in high and away, ball two. Van Kirk has an on-base percentage of .563. He got 13 hits, 12 are singles, one is a double. He's got 10 RBI. Here comes the pitch. High above the zone, ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. Knights first batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes a pitch. Above the zone, ball 4. So at first base now is Brennan Van Kirk. Next batter going to step in. It's Hudson Gutwein. Gutwein going to step in. Getting signals from Coach Bourdonnais. Several signals given. On deck for the Knights is Alex Schumer. Working out a stretch. Now a set pickoff move. Back safely. Tag was applied by Noah Lovelady. But safe at first base is Van Kirk. We're going to stretch. Now the set. First pitch to Gutwein. High and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Bullpen activity down the right field line. Bullpen for the Knights. Looks like Mikey Stapleton getting loose. Another pickoff move back safely is Van Kirk. Stepping back in, Gutwein. Hudson Gutwein, a 1-0 count. Now the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. High and above the zone. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's an 8-5 contest. Knights in front. Out of a set position. Here comes the pitch. High above the zone. Ball 3. Jonah Brower pitching for the Harrison Raiders. So we'll step back in the rubber, look at signals. Here comes the pitch. Ride down meridian, strike called. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Stepping back behind the rubber. And you can step back in now. Jonah Brower peering in, looking at signals. 3-1 count. Here comes a pitch to Gutwein. Above the zone, bit outside. He'll jog to first base. So the Knights are going to have 2 aboard. Going to be a timeout on the diamond. And Harrison Raiders going to talk this over at the pitcher's mound. Next batter is going to be Alex Schumer. But we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. Real Estate IQ. That Real Estate IQ will work for the benefit of you. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. Let Lisa list or let Lisa look for your next home. Homes are precious. You can reach her by phone or by text message. 317-513-4086. Again, 317-513-4086. Stepping in for the Knights is Alex Schumer. Runners at first and second base. There's nobody out. Out of a set. Here comes a pitch from Brower. He'll square to bunt. Pull the bat back. The ball high. Ball 1 above the zone. Coach Bourdonnais thinking about some insurance runs. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at first and second. Out of the stretch, now the set for Brower. Here's the pitch. Going to square to bunt again. Going to bunt at third base. It's going to be a fair ball. They'll pick it up. They'll throw it off target. It's going to go into the bullpen area down the left field line. 1 run comes in to score. It's Van Kirk. 2nd run comes in to score. It's Gutwein. And the bunt was probably going to be he reached on air. He'll get 2 RBI. He'll reach on air, but Alex Schumer ends up at third base. So 2 runs in. It's a 10-5 contest. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 10, Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke. He's the man in charge. Knights get a win. It's his win. They're going to bring the infield in. Nobody out. Here comes the pitch. Strike called. Thigh high right down meridian. No balls, 1 strike. Third base on the lip of the grass is Kendrick Pena. Shortstop Hodnett near the grass. Pitch comes in outside of ball. Second baseman Delaney is in on the lip of the grass at second base. And first baseman Noah Lovelady is in on the lip of the grass at first base. Working from the windup. Here comes a pitch from Brower. Swung on. Going to be off the leg. Foul ball off the leg, and that didn't feel good for Gerke. He's still on the surface. He's going to get back up in a slow fashion. Coach Bourdonnais going to check him out. And athletic trainer Sarah Igo going to walk in, see if she can help. She's been out there twice, 2 times in this ball game. So she's going to examine probably his shin, inner part of the shin on his right leg. And Lucas Gerke, a senior, started this game as a pitcher. We for sure need him as a pitcher. He's gonna jog it off. He's probably going to get a hand clap and continue. He's going to be okay. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball off the leg. He might invest in one of those lower leg apparatuses for the next game. I don't know. But he gets a hand clap. Sarah Igo and her helper. She's got another lady helping her right there. It's trainer system. They jog off. So stepping back in, a little bit of a close stance. Working from the windup. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Gloved it, second baseman Delaney. Grant Delaney made a tremendous stab at that baseball. He was in on the lip of the grass, and he throws to first base. And the Knights score a run, and it's going to be an RBI off the bat of Lucas Gerke. So the Knights get another one in. They have 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th. It's now 11-5 Knights. Here comes the pitch to Mikey Stapleton. He'll foul it right side over the dugout. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Knights batting in the bottom of the 6th. Jackson Kane is on deck. Working from the windup, nobody on base. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball, third base side. It'll be a foul ball picked up by Coach Bourdonnais. They'll toss it back out, 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, Mikey Stapleton. He'll step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Joan Brower, going to take one to shallow right field. It's going to be called for by the second baseman. Couldn't get it. Delaney couldn't get it. They're going to say they got him at second base. He gets credit for a single. I don't think that touched the glove on the way down. So he might get a single, credit for a single, but he'll jog off. And Mikey Stapleton is out at second. So with 2 outs, Jackson Kane stepping in. Jackson Kane, right-handed batter, right-handed thrower. Steps in, working from the windup, Jonah Brower for the Raiders. Here's the pitch, outside of ball. One ball, no strikes. On deck for the Knights is DJ Gilkey. Here's the pitch. Outside and tall, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes to Jackson Kane. 2 outs. Working from the windup. Here comes the 2-0. Going to call it a strike. Going to call it a strike. Going to get the pitcher back in the system here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Take a drive to left field. It's going to back up the left fielder. You're going to look up, and it's going to be off the fence again. Jackson Kane, another one off the fence. That one in the left center field, about the 380 mark. And then the home plate umpire wants to talk. Let's talk to the middle umpire, the field umpire. Everything's good. So Jackson gets credit for a double. And next batter, step in. It's going to be DJ Gilkey. But Coach Bourdonnais going to jog out with Bourdonnais himself. So Ollie Bourdonnais goes out to second base and gets an opportunity to run the bases for Jackson Kane. So he'll get loosened up right there. And the first pitch comes in. DJ Gilkey, strike called. No balls, 1 strike. Ollie Bourdonnais gets some base running. It'll be a base hit. Left side of second base on the ground, goes into center field, and Ollie Bourdonnais is going to be cut down at the plate. So the throw's good. The cut down is by McNeff. And Ollie Bourdonnais gave it the best effort he could, but he wasn't going to make it on that particular attempt. So the Knights are out of the inning. Knights pick up 3 runs. The bottom of the 6th after 6 completes. Knights 11. Raiders 5. Raiders are going to bat here in the top of the 7th inning. Again, we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Fritz in Fishers.com. That's Fritz in Fishers and Fritz in Noblesville. They are celebrating 43 years in the car business. That's in the heart of the Nickel Plate District, right there in Fishers, Indiana. They have late model cars and trucks. Each vehicle pre-delivery inspection. 2 Hamilton County locations. 1 in Fishers at 8599 East 116th Street. You can reach them by phone there at 317-842-2228. And their Noblesville location. It's right there on State Road 32 between Noblesville and Westfield. It's fritzandfishers.com. You can reach them at their Noblesville location at 317-773-2232. Again, that's fritzandfishers.com. FRITZ. So the Knights getting ready to play defense here in the top of the 7th inning. The Harrison Raiders. The bat here in the top of the 7th. Getting ready to throw one down to second base. Still a lot of folks on hand here tonight for a Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. This game got a late start. Started about an hour and 17 minutes behind the original start time of 6 o'clock. About 7:17, this game got underway. And the next batter lineup for the Harrison Raiders going to be number 37, shortstop Nolan Hodnett. Nolan Hodnett going to step in, batting .400. That's in 49 plate appearances, 14 hits entering this game. Out of set. Here's the pitch, DJ Gilkey. High, ball 1. DJ Gilkey working from the stretch. Nobody on base. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. High again above the zone, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Shortstop Nolan Hodnetz, number 37 for the Harrison Raiders. Here comes the pitch. Again above the zone, ball 3. Trying to find that release point, trying to stretch out. Touch that right hand to the left knee on the release. Out of the set, here comes the 3-0 pitch to Hodnetz. Breaking pitch, high, ball 4. So Hodnett earns a 4-pitch walk. He's at first base. Next batter going to step in for Harrison. It's going to be number 14, Drew McTaggart. Right-handed batter last time scorched one into left field. Here's a pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. McTaggart probably liked to hit the baseball. Out of the set. Here comes a pitch. Breaking pitch finished inside. A little bit tall, ball 2. So 6 consecutive balls thrown by Gilkey. Jackson King jogs out, having some words with DJ Gilkey. It's all about encouragement. They tap gloves. Jackson runs back behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first base is Nolan Hodnetz. Nobody out. Top of the 7th inning. Raiders batting. You square to bunt. Going to be hit by pitch. Going to get him in the box. Got him on the tricep of that left arm. They'll jog down to first base like nothing happened. So Drew McTaggart is aboard. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out, talk with his infield. Runners at first and second base with nobody out. Knights batting. Knights going to play again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night they'll be here again with the Rossville Hornets, weather permitting. We're going to see Alex Schumer. Evidently, Alex Schumer going to jog in from right field. And DJ Gilkey is going to jog out to right field. So we might see Alex Schumer pick up a different type of glove. And let's see where he's going. He might be going to second base. We're going to see Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton had some bullpen activity. So Mikey Stapleton's going to get warmed up here. Stapleton can absolutely bring it. He's a shortstop, so you know he can. And Mikey Stapleton can bring the baseball. So he'll get warmed up. Raiders have 2 aboard with nobody out. So 2 on base. And then the Raiders' next batter are going to step in. Kendrick Pena, the 4-hitter. Kendrick Pena, where's number 27? And Kendrick Pena in 12 games, batting .281, .452 on base percentage, 43 at-bats. Should say 43 plate appearances, 32 at-bats. He's got 9 hits, 8 singles, and 1 double. He also has 9 RBI, and he scored 11 runs himself, and he's walked 9 times. He's been left on base 19 times. I think the Harrison Raiders, the player with the most times left on base so far this season is McTaggart with 22. So Drew McTaggart has been left on base 22 times. And then I also saw, at 19, Noah Lovelady, the first baseman, has been left on base 21 times. So they're getting ready to play. Mikey Stapleton is ready to go. Left-handed batter going to step in. Kendrick Pena, third baseman. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, it's 11-5. Knights in front. Out of the set, first pitch to Pena. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Pena, 4-hitter. Has that quick bat, quick hands through the zone. Peering in, looking at signals, Mikey Stapleton. Long Pier out of the stretch. Still in the stretch. Now Lissetti will check second base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High and away, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 27, Kendrick Pena, third baseman, the 4-hitter. Out of the set, Stapleton. Here's the pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. So the Knights are yet to throw a strike here in the top of the 7th inning. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set. Check second base. Here's the pitch. Inside and tight. Ball 4. So they're going to load the bases. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Not in that order. Got a walk, a hit by pitch, and now a walk. And now stepping in. It'll be the 5-hitter, number 21, Nathan Pro. 21, Nathan Pro. Out of the set, Stapleton. Here's the pitch. Strike called, inside edge. 21, Nathan Pro. 12 games, batting .448. He's got 13 hits, on base percentage of .600. Pitch comes in, swing and a miss. Ball gets by Jackson. Doesn't know where it's at. He was going to score anyway. Here comes a second opportunity. They're going to cut him down. He's going to be out at home plate. So there's the first out. They tried to muster in 2 runs on that misplayed baseball by Jackson. And I can't believe they tried to run McTaggart on that. That was just not a – I couldn't believe they've given up an out for that opportunity. So they give up an out. So McTaggart is out. They get the first run in. They get 1 run so far here in the top of the 7th. It's 11-6. And Jackson Kane, that was a short hop in the dirt, hard to find. And off of Jackson, and it carried him to his left. He thought it went straight back. And then Mikey Stapleton came in there to point at it. They grabbed it. And McTaggart thought he could score. And he was out pretty easily. But they did get 1 in. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. In the batter's box, number 21, that's Nathan Pro. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. They got a runner at third base. Out of set, Stapleton. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. He'll take a drive to left center. It's going to get the gap. He's going to score one run. He's going to end up at first base. He slipped and fell. He might have had 2 bases, but I don't think so. But he did get a base hit and an RBI. Coming around to score from second base is Kendrick Pena. And an RBI off the bat of Nathan Pro and a base hit. So 2 runs in here in the top of the 7th. Makes it an 11-7 contest. Stepping in to bat, right-handed batter, Jack Gonzalez. 1 out, runner at first base. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll take 1 to right center. It's got the gap. It's going to go the distance. They're going to pick it up near the warning track, near the wall. He's going to round to the first base runner. Pro from first base is going to score. And it's going to be a 1 RBI triple off the bat of Jack Gonzalez. So Jack Gonzalez cashes in on a triple. And coming in to score from first base, Nathan Pro. So another run on the board. It's now 11-8. It's a 3-run lead for the Knights. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And the Raiders have a runner again at third base. Stepping in, Noah Lovelady. First pitch comes in, strike call. Noah Lovelady bats in the 7th spot. Where's number 19? First baseman, batting .308 in 12 games. Here comes the pitch. He's going to foul 1 back, out of play. Count goes 0-2. I think Mikey Stapleton coming back with another breaking pitch. Noah Lovelady going to step back in. Lovelady at 457 on base percentage. He's been to the plate 35 times. Here's the pitch. Going to strike him out. He watches it go by. I don't think he's in disbelief. He just can't believe he might not have swung. So he'll set down, and there are 2 out. And next batter going to step in for the Harrison Raiders. Going to be number 10, the 8-hitter, Ben Slate. Ben Slate has already got himself aboard. Base hit to right field in the ballgame. First pitch comes in low. Ball 1. Ben Slate, 8-hitter, plays right field, batting .250 in 11 games, .280 on base percentage. Out of set, Stapleton. Here's the 1-0 pitch. You're going to pop one, foul, right side. It's going to go out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ben Slate. Ben Slate entering the ball game. 11 games participated in. He's missed 1. And he's been to the plate 25 times, 24 at-bats, 6 hits. He's got 5 singles and 1 double. He does have 5 RBI. Out of set, here's the 1-1 pitch. Going to be a base hit and another RBI between shortstop and third base. Ben Slate gets himself aboard, a base hit, and knocks in number 25, Jack Gonzalez. It's now an 11-9 contest. So 2 outs, runner at first base. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 3, Seeger Guesswine. He's a junior. He's going to be inserted right now to bat in the lineup for Coach Taggart. Pitch comes in. Nearly got hit by pitch. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And he's batting in place of the 9-hitter, number 4, Will McNeff, the catcher. So working from a stretch. Out of the set, here's the pitch. Tries to check his swing. The strike called at home plate. Didn't need help with the infield umpire. Stepping back in, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, runner at first base. 11-9 contest. Here comes the pitch. He's going to take a shot down the left field line. And the protector down there is absent and nearly needed the protector. He's going to run down now. But that catcher, Billy, about got hit in the bullpen. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mikey Stapleton back in the rubber. 1-2 count, 2 outs. In the batter's box, Seeger Guesswine. He'll call time, step out. Seeger Guesswine. Where's number 3? He's a junior class member. He's on the list as a catcher and an infielder. Out of set, here comes the 1-2. Outside of ball. And they're going to say, check it on base umpire. He didn't go. He checked his swing. It was a pretty easy call. And the count now goes 2-2. So they're going to ask for a different baseball. They're all damp. You know they're wet, saturated. The dew, the rain. The rain hit the outfield, but I think it was dried up by game time. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. It's a 2-run game. Here's the pitch. Outside of ball. So the count goes full. 3-2 count. Seeger, Guesswine. 3-2 count. Mikey Stapleton out of stretch. Now the set. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And a foul 1 back out of play. So Ben Slate going to jog back to first base. He was on his way to second during the pitch. Seeger Guesswine going to step back in. 3-2, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. Knights in front by 2 runs. Here's the pitch. High above the zone. Ball 4. Ball 4, you jog to first base. So 2 runners aboard for the Harrison Raiders. So a little conversation there. Jackson Kane and Mikey Stapleton. They're going to go with the courtesy run. They're going to go with the pinch runner at first base. Caden Keys, number 6, Caden Keys. He's a junior class member. Coach Bourdonnais going to call time. He's going to walk out and talk with his infield right there near the pitcher's mound. So this game getting very interesting. Harrison Raiders have 4 runs in here in the top of the 7th inning. 4 runs in. It was 11 to 5 when the inning began. Now the Knights are talking it over. The pitcher's rubber. Mikey Stapleton going to remain in the ball game. Runners at first and second base for the Raiders. Next batter in the lineup, we're going to see number 7, Brett Thompson. He's a senior. He's an infielder and an outfielder. Number 7, Brett Thompson. He's a senior. Brett Thompson going to have an opportunity to bat here. He's got 2 plate appearances, 2 at-bats. He's played in 2 games. He's going to get in this game. So Coach McTaggart using his bench right here on a Thursday. So first and second base. Out of stretch, now the set. First pitch from Stapleton. Strike called. Brett Thompson getting some encouragement from the dugout. Right-handed batter. Runners at first and second. Out of set, check second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Count goes 0-2. Mikey Stapleton steps back in. Out of the stretch, looks at the signal. From Jackson Kane, out of the set position. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. The Knights will get out of the inning. The Knights will not bat in the bottom of the 7th. Final score here tonight are the Knights 11, the Raiders 9, and they'll shake hands as they cross right there in front of home plate. So the Knights going to play tomorrow night. The Knights will be here with Rossville, 6 o'clock start. And we hope you can tune in. And until then, I tell you what, stay tuned. I think we're going to talk to Coach Bourdonnais in just a little bit. We'll try to hurry that up. But until then, we'll mention no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning.